This is such a hard one. Obviously, we're not standing with Roland, but between Frederica and Benedict, that is the tough call. That is a really tough call. I think the tough part is that we don't know how it's going to play out. If we had the guarantee that going with Benedict's plan would work, we would become king, we would rule Norzalia, and therefore we could free the Roselle. If we had that guarantee that is how that would play out, then that is clearly the winning option, because it also means we don't have to abandon our home, and the Roselle still get freed. But there is no guarantee of that. Frederica's the one that guarantees the freedom of the Roselle, and Benedict's plan potentially is just kicking the can down the road on the Roselle, like Frederica said. Like, it might be another 30 years before we actually make that work. The change probably won't come anytime soon, and in that time, that's, you know, tons and tons of Roselle that are fucking working as slaves and dying and all that. So that's unacceptable. So it's like, do we know... Can we make a guesstimate on whether we will be able to do it or not? It's a toughie. Can we go out?
Lord Serenoa, I cannot help but feel that our greatest battle lies ahead, regardless of which path you choose. I know this may not be the best time to say so, but my wife gave birth to our first child not a few days ago.
Nice. I will not force you to march with us. I ask only that you act according to your own convictions.
Might I have time to think about it, my lord?
But of course, the path before me diverges as well, and I must also take time to think before making a decision. Let us both choose a path that leaves us with no regrets.
Thank you, Lord Serenoa. It is an honor to call you my lord.
Okay, so we can't leave? Okay, no searching the town for this one. To think King Roland, Lady Frederica, and Sir Benedict's convictions would diverge so greatly after all this time. Just between you and me, Lord Serenoa, what do you make of their plans? I believe that Benedict plans to use Estros' ideals of freedom to ascend to the top of all Norzalia. I think Roland intends to put his personal feelings aside. Frederica's wish is a human one. She desires to liberate those who've been cruelly oppressed.
Aye, but in reality, humans usually only act in their own best interest, even if it means turning a blind eye to the suffering of others.
True, which is why we need to fight against that shit, because otherwise the Roselle is just going to keep fucking suffering.
Lady Frederica is a strong woman to stand up for what is right. I couldn't agree more. Ignoring their plight now would be shameful, especially knowing what we do of their innocence. Everyone's choices are deeply rooted in their convictions. It makes me wonder if they'll be able to abide by the Scale's decision.
That's what I just said.
Lord Serenoa, it will fall to you to lead everyone down the right path. Of course, I wish for all of us to walk astride the same path as we always have.
Yeah, I don't know if Roland's going to go along with it. Benedict said in our little chat that he would side with our choice no matter what, so I think that's fine. Frederica, if we go with Roland's choice, Frederica will absolutely not be alright with it. Benedict, I mean, well, he said he'd go with us no matter what, so I don't know. Fuck, we've got to make a choice. Let's speak to the three of them.
Serenoa.
Only we can free the Roselle and expose the lie that has kept them in bondage these many years. However, we must move quickly while their gaze is fixed upon the salt crystals. I believe we can succeed. I hear your plea, yet I cannot help but wonder if you wish to act with too much haste.
But...
I know not what I can do to prove to you that I have thought this through. I swear to you, this is no fit of pique. Benedict's stratagem may also provide the chance to strike at Hyzant. Would that not be enough? It also prolongs this war, and thus the immense suffering of my people. Even if we do prevail, You know as well as I that my brother is not a merciful man. He'll not spare so much as a thought for the weak. That much is true. The Roselle's plight would then be buried once more amid negotiations between the nations.
Negotiations between the nations.
Do you see? The time is now, and only we have the power to save them. Power we forfeit if we assent to Roland's plan.
I have decided.
His is the one vision for our future that I cannot abide. Perhaps my concerns seem narrow when all Norzalia is at stake, but I know you can save my brothers and sisters. I beg you consider it.
Frederica's resolve is steadfast. Your words have no power here.
Serenoa.
We must give Hyzant the salt crystals, Cow, Esfrost, and unite all Norzalia in the name of the goddess, else we will never know peace. The Roselle will continue to suffer, 'tis true, but this will end war as we know it, and countless more will live in peace as equals. This is just so blatantly false. Who the fuck would ever choose this? Because it's not just like that you're against the fact that the Roselle will continue to suffer, but it's also the fact that he is just completely wrong. Like, if fucking Hyzant and the Sadie Seven have control over all Norzalia, then that's just going to be like the ultimate gathering of fucking wealth and power into them and fuck everyone else. Like, it's gonna be awful. That would be terrible. That'd be just like the absolute worst thing ever. I cannot believe he actually believes this.
I have made my decision.
I will see this done not just for the people of Glenbrook, but for all Norzalia. Roland, you are the king. Surely cooperation with Hyzant need not mean the forfeit of the kingdom.
I think not.
That is where you are wrong, my friend. My time on the throne has shown me that the people need a force more powerful than any king to show them the way. There are many paths that lead us out of war, Roland. Cooperating with Esfrost, for instance. End the war by allying with the very Archduke who set this in motion? No. Cooperating with that tyrant ends nothing. His avarice has brought only pain and suffering to this land.
Moreover,
if anyone understood the torturous path I've taken to arrive at this decision, I thought it would be you, Serenoa.
Roland's resolve is steadfast. Your words have no power here. Okay, so what I'm getting from that is that if we choose Benedict's plan, then Roland is out. But if we choose... It seems like there's going to be one plan each that they can't abide, but then Benedict promised he'd go with us no matter what, but Frederica said if we choose Roland's plan, then that's her out, basically. I guess she's going to quit the group if we do that. Roland said that he can't stand Benedict's plan to ally with Esfrost because Esfrost killed his dad and his brother. So that's understandable. So he'd be out if we chose Benedict's plan, which means that if we choose Frederica's plan, then the only person left would be Benedict. So would Benedict be out if we chose Frederica? I guess so, because he can't stand the thought of leaving the Wolffort domain, right?
My lord.
We share a common goal with Esfrost at the moment. It is incumbent upon us to seize that opportunity and rid Norzalia of Hyzant for good.
Indeed, the salt crystals make an alliance with Esfrost possible, but Roland would never assent to it.
He feels the weight of the crown, underestimates his own abilities, and has allowed his hatred for Gustadolf to cloud his judgment. I sympathize, but those matters should have no bearing on the welfare of our house.
Perhaps you are right, but then what of Frederica's vision? Do you concede that her plan concerns our house?
Quite impossible.
I concede nothing, for her strategy is out of the question. She asks us to forfeit all we have fought to build in this domain. How can I reasonably entertain such a proposition? I don't know, maybe because you work for me and you told us you'd do whatever we fucking tell you? How about that?
And you'll brook no argument otherwise?
None.
We must decide.
May I remind you that you are a lord of House Wolffort. Your duty is to your people, above all else.
I believe I've reached a decision.
This moment requires a dispassionate mind. I pray you have one. Fuck, man, I don't know. I don't know. This is definitely the best choice in the game. Hardest choice, best choice in the game. It would be even better if Roland's plan wasn't a fucking big load of shit, and it was an actual three-way choice instead of a two-way choice, but It's still a good choice between these two. Man. It is a really difficult one. I'm just thinking about, like... Obviously, I want to free the Roselle, but... If we do that and we leave, then we're happy and the Roselle are happy. But I don't know what would happen to the rest of the realm, right? Like... That could be real bad for everyone else. Who would win? If we just fuck off, then who wins between everyone else? What happens to the rest of the realm? No way of knowing. But if we go with Benedict's plan, then we defeat Hyzan. What happens to the regular people of Hyzan? Because, like, obviously the Saintly Seven are in it for themselves, but, you know, that's a tiny, tiny, tiny amount of people compared to all of Hyzan, which are just, you know, people. What happens to them? Like, what happens with Esfrost? Because we'd be then in negotiations with the Gustadolf, who would probably betray us. And, like, is it just going to end up going back to same old? With whoever controls the salt, controls, like, a lot and shit. I don't know. I feel like that sucks. And the Roselle, they made it pretty clear, talking to Frederica, that the Roselle would not be freed anytime soon under that plan. But it would be really sad to just abandon our domain. But maybe starting fresh is like the one way out for us. This is like... It's just brought a lot of pain, right? Like, being part of this... part of Norzalia, it's just brought so much war and suffering and everything, and maybe the best chance for us is to just peace out. Can we bring everyone in our domain with us, I guess, is the other question. Like, I don't know whether it's just our group that's peacing out with the Roselle, or if we can take all of, like, House Wolfort and its people with us. Because if so, then that makes that a much easier choice. Alright. Alright. I think I've made my choice. Hello, Huette.
Here we stand after a bitter fight to reclaim the Crown City, only for the king to speak of forsaking it. As his subject, it is my duty to follow his decree, and yet... My lord, the choice before us feels immense. I am utterly adrift. Pray, tell me how you see the proposals from King Roland and the others. I need your guidance.
Well, Huette, this is the end game choice. This is choosing how the game ends, how the finale plays out. And the answer is that we will place our faith in Frederica's vision.
You've taken Frederica's side in all this. What fascination do the Roselle hold for you, my lord?
It's not a fascination, it's that they're innocent and are being completely fucked. Frederica has shown me a future in which no one is beholden to Salt or indeed to any nation. There is no better time to free the Roselle than now, while Esfrost and Hyzant squabble over the salt crystals. This might be too idealistic for her, so maybe we'll go for this one. She's kind of military-minded, right?
I wonder about that.
Would that you answer the question I asked, my lord. I say again, what fascination do the Roselle hold for you? And what makes it worth the lives of your people and the sanctity of your domain?
I mean, who said anything about worth the lives of your people? Sanctity of the domain is like, whatever. It's just stuff. It's just land, right? Fuck it. We don't... there's no real good reason to stay here. You know?
We know that the Roselle are but exploited innocents. I cannot turn a blind eye to their suffering. They deserve justice, Huette.
But...
Yes, Hyzant sits suspended atop a web of lies, but setting them right will ruin the people of the Wolfort domain. And a true lord does not forsake his people.
Huette appears indifferent to your plea. Shit. I don't think it does ruin the Wolfort domain. Why can't they come with us? There is no... I see no good reason why they wouldn't be able to come with us.
What do you need?
Each path before us demands a great sacrifice in exchange for a great reward. I am sure King Roland, Benedict, and Frederica have agonized over their proposals.
Well,
So now must we agonize over our own decisions. I must say, I'm surprised by your support for Frederica's vision. I've been by her side for years, but even I must admit it is rather hopeful, if I'm being charitable. Perhaps you see something I do not?
Norzalia will forever be plagued by war. I wish to leave this place and create a new nation that knows only peace. I mean, I think it's like, you're never going to create a place that knows only peace, but I feel like we'd at least do a better job than what is happening at the moment. Imagine saying that. Yeah, let's go with this one.
You mean to forsake not only your domain, but all Norzalia?
I don't know.
I concede that Hyzant will not admit defeat should we manage to free the Roselle. Do you truly believe that searching for Centralia and starting anew will prove any easier? I do, though I acknowledge that it is far easier said than done.
Uh-huh.
I should say so. It sounds like a daydream if I may speak so plainly.
I don't know.
Yet the world is vast and full of wonders. I cannot in good faith argue that Centralia does not exist.
I mean, everything that Frederica's mum wrote has been true, apart from the one thing we cannot verify, which is this. So, like, I feel like it is worth believing in her, considering all the other stuff she said has turned out to be true. So I think we can safely assume that that is as well.
Perhaps forging ahead is the only answer. May it lead us to the future you dream of, if this is what you desire. If nothing else, as Frederica's attendant, I must say that it warms my heart to see you support her so diligently. You must truly love her.
Gila is deep in thought. Oh boy. Eridor!
Aye, lad.
Our sweat and blood's fed this land, built it into a proper domain. I see no reason why we should surrender it all to Hyzan. And Lady Frederica, while I sympathise, asks that we risk everything for the sake of the Roselle.
Here's what I think.
Benedict's got the right of it, I reckon. But even that doesn't quite quiet the nagging feeling I get every time I think about our options.
Come on, Eridor, side with us.
How could you possibly support Lady Frederica's vision? Have you gone mad?
The war will never end, so long as we hold the salt crystals. We must relinquish them and break the cycle of violence. I wish to carry on, nay surpass, my father's legacy of protecting the Roselle. I need you with me, Eridor. I mean, this almost sounds like a support for Roland, not Frederica, that we must relinquish the salt crystals. That sounds like a supporting Roland, and Eridor is big on legacy, so let's go with this one.
Outdo your own father? Meaning what, exactly? Do more for the Roselle than he did?
I know things aren't what they were during the Salt Iron War, but is it not House Wolfort's duty to come to the aid of those in need? Are we not to fight injustice and tyranny wheresoever it may be?
You dare invoke Lord Simone's own words?
I cannot do this alone, Eridor. The risk is too great. Only if all of House Wolfort unites as one will we have a chance to succeed.
I hear you, lad.
And so?
Just give me a moment to sit with what you've said.
Deep in thought. And last but not least, we have Anna.
Lord Serenoa.
Benedict and King Roland would march us to war. Frederica would see Hyzant hunt us for all eternity. Perhaps her vision is not so different. So it's come to this. Ally with a one-time opponent, or flee with the Roselle.
However,
Bold proposals all. Our tactics must be flawless.
Damn, this one is the one that will take effort, whereas the other two will listen to reason. Come on, effort being placed.
So you are sent to Frederica's vision for the future. War is coming, a war for all Norzalia, and you would forfeit your role in it?
There is no better time than now. This is how we end the war. I don't think that's true. If the Death Snell and Elfric are unleashed on the battlefield, the casualties will eclipse any war that's come before. That is true. Nodders.
Perhaps.
The Death Snell and Elfric. The casualties would be immense. I had not considered that they might be unleashed simultaneously.
I mean, obviously they'll be unleashed simultaneously. It's a fucking war. What? Duh?
The stakes warrant it, whether they are complete or not. We have already shown them the way by using Elfric in battle.
Precisely. They will undoubtedly both be employed.
Then?
Unprecedented destruction is all that awaits us here. A war whose victor will rule over a pile of ash.
And I will not be party to such devastation.
Such devastation! This was not my intention.
I can think of far more productive uses for such power. I see your reasoning. I confess I thought only in terms of battles past. So much so that I forgot avoiding battle was ever an option.
There it is. That's everyone. And so we approach the scales of conviction. I feel like we've got the votes. I think we've got Gila and...
It is time to cast our votes.
I think we've got Gila and Anna on side. Eridor, not sure. Huet, I don't think so. But I think Gila and Anna on side is all we'll need.
The opinions before us are many. Roland's, Frederica's, Benedict's. Which to choose? Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
Well, Roland's voting for his thing, obviously. Benedict's voting for his thing, obviously. And Frederica's voting for her thing, obviously. So, Gila, you are with Frederica, and I think we persuaded you?
I agree wholeheartedly.
Nice.
I have made up my mind. I stand with you, Lord Saranoa.
Anna?
You have my vote.
Sick. Okay, we win. We got it.
I put my faith in you, Lord Saranoa.
Huet, I don't think so.
I cannot be swayed.
No.
This is the path I choose, Lord Saranoa.
And Eridor, come on, bro.
I'm with you.
Yeah! My mind's all made up. You've got my vote, lad.
Fuck yeah, we got it. The path has been decided.
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen.
Sweet. So Huet went with Roland. I mean, it makes sense. It does make sense. She has been his, like, keeper. And no one assented to Benedict's strategy. Oh boy. That's going to be a whole fucking pile of cope from him.
The way forward is decided. Frederica's dream is worth realizing. We will free the Roselle from the source.
Man. If griefs could passions move, completed. Love that. What a fucking crazy fucking choice there. That is definitely the end choice. This is... like, yeah. I should probably not overwrite slot 6. Because I could go back and see the different endings. It would take a while, though. We'd have to... There'd be a whole lot of cutscenes and big battles.
Exposes a yawning chasm between Roland, Frederica, and Benedict's visions for the future. Yet only one will emerge victorious, for such is the custom of House Wolford. As ever, the scales of conviction have the final word. The time has come for judgments to be rendered, and leaders to steel themselves for the outcome.
Chapter 17, Part 2. One Last Request.
We've chosen our path. We are to free the Roselle being held in Hyzant's source.
Benedict. No!
You have chosen the one path I cannot take.
I understand your disappointment, Benedict, but the scales have spoken. And so I ask for your wisdom. Help us find a way to free the Roselle.
Hyzant will destroy everything you hold dear if you attempt to free them. That way lies ruin. Your choice is to turn your back on this house, to cast aside your land and the people who have built their lives upon it. I will not, I cannot endorse such betrayal.
I agree that we will be ill-prepared to defend the domain this way. Should that come to pass, I am prepared to flee with the Roselle and search for Centralia. They say it is home to a boundless salted sea. Surely a land where none need fight for salt is a land worth seeking.
It is.
This is an opportunity, Benedict. We could find a new home instead of fighting the wars of old yet again.
Why not channel that resolve to lead the people of Norzelia as their king?
You're just gonna say that in front of Roland?
You hold the power and the might. You lack only the will. With the salt crystals in hand, you shall ascend the throne. I shall see to it that you are coronated.
Are you actually saying that in front of Roland? Are you insane?
Then we can liberate the Roselle, or whatever else your heart desires.
Liberate the Roselle, or whatever else. I never dreamed I would hear such callous words fall from your lips.
I stand by them. I care only that you and the legacy of House Wolford are safe and secure. I shall offer my counsel by force, if needed.
What?
You don't mean to fight the lad.
Stand down, Benedict.
No, Anna. This is a challenge that I must accept.
What? Are we fighting?
I beg you to reconsider. If you mean to proceed with this folly, then you will do so over my dead body.
Oh, Jesus Christ, we're actually going to kill Benedict?
You can do so much more, Lord Serenoa. The salt crystals give you the upper hand. Esfrost and Hyzant would bend the knee to you. You could unite all Norzelia under your rule.
You were right about me, Benedict. I lack the will. I have no desire to rule Norzelia. I wish to see an oppressed people set free and nothing more.
At what cost? Would you see your loyal subjects conquered by another nation?
Why can't they come with us?
I would forfeit my lordship. The people of Wolfort will endure without me. The Roselle have no such champion for their cause. We are the only ones who can set them free.
I really don't get why they can't just come with us. I feel like that should be part of it. But I guess it needs a bigger drawback.
Reduce Hyzant to rubble. Then they shall be free.
The ensuing battle will only breed further resentment, or worse, displace others who will be treated like the Roselle. War cannot solve every problem, and our liberation of the Roselle shall prove as much.
So, you now take blind counsel from your betrothed. To think that an arranged marriage will lead to this folly.
Oh, fuck you, Benedict.
Enough! I came to this conclusion of my own free will. I have seen the challenges that face Norzelia, and this is how I choose to respond.
You are every inch Lady Destra's child. Your compassion steers you headlong into every conflict. Alas, compassion is easily trampled. It can only exist so long as it has an army at its back. My patience grows thin, Lord Serenoa. The salt crystals give you the power to bring peace to Norzelia.
My patience with you grows thin, dickhead.
You're wrong. It is little more than the catalyst for another protracted war.
A war we can win. Let me lead you to victory.
There is always a war to be won. Do you not see the cycle at work? I will break that cycle and use my power to liberate the oppressed.
You talk of fleeing from your duty, of pure fantasy.
We need you, Benedict. Why can you not put our differences aside?
This is absurd. You race toward your own destruction, and I will not be party to it. Lord Simon entrusted me with the future of this house. And I swore an oath to Lady Destra that I would protect you no matter what the cost.
You are shackled to the past, Benedict.
I would call it loyalty.
And it has come to this. For the sake of our future, I must strike you down.
Jesus Christ. I did not expect this.
Prepare yourself. You came, you missed.
Here!
You came, you missed. I yield. Grant me the mercy of a swift death.
Can we not try and save his life?
No. Neither father nor mother would stand for the killing of a loyal retainer. The rest of us shall make our way to Hyzant in secret. You will remain here. Lead the people out of the Wolfort domain before the Hyzantian army assaults this castle, and keep them safe.
Nice, okay.
These are your orders, in exchange for sparing my life?
These are not orders, and there is no exchange to be made. This is the last thing I will ever ask of you as my steward and loyal friend of House Wolfort.
And so, you follow in the footsteps of Lord Simon and Lady Destra, leaving me behind with the most arduous tasks. I shall rise to the occasion, my lord. I shall do whatever is required to see that the Wolfort name and its people survive.
Cool, okay, good. Like that. That makes me feel less bad.
Should House Wolfort lose its lord, I shall lead the house forward in your stead.
I have no doubt you will.
Benedict left the party. Oh shit. Oh shit. That's crazy. That is nutty. What a scene. What an amazing bit of fucking
Benedict.
game. This has been fantastic.
Mule-headed fool. We've each made our choices. Now we must walk the path we believe is right.
Yes.
King Roland, this decision means casting Glenbrook aside. I know I cannot ask you to come with me, but will you agree to see to the salt crystals?
No. I am sorry, my friend. But I am not worthy to oversee such an important task.
Of course you are. You have always striven to be fair and just.
You hold me much too high in regard. Our conversation earlier made me realize the truth. My faith was misguided, as were my actions. I believed exacting vengeance upon Esfrost would be proof enough I was Glenbrook's rightful king. But I gave no thought to the bloody cost of revenge. This kingdom and its subjects should not have to suffer such a selfish fool upon the throne.
Then, you will come with me?
I shall. Not as your king, but as your friend. If I can help those in need, that is enough.
Good man.
Glenbrook has the geographical advantage, and the salt crystals. And there are a small handful of trustworthy nobles remaining. I'm certain they will ensure the people thrive, even without a king. Glenbrook is in too powerful a position for foreign powers to interfere.
Roland.
You know you aren't leaving me behind. I've come this far by your side. I'm not abandoning you now.
You have my thanks, Huette.
Frederica, don't you think you ought to make your convictions clear to your companions?
I think she did, didn't she?
Well, it's common knowledge by now that I'm an Esfrosti of Rosellan descent. I was a lonely child who hated that her hair was a different color from everyone else. But then I joined House Wolford. I met Jerome and witnessed the cruelty that my fellow Roselle suffered at the source. And I learned how brave my mother was, how long and hard she fought for her people's freedom. Compared to the horrors they went through, I have lived a life of privilege and comfort. I am proud to be a Rosellan, and proud to be a Wolford. I wish to be strong, strong like my lady mother before me. And I wish to see her dream of freeing our people fulfilled. I understand the difficulties that lie ahead, but hope that I might have you all with me.
We will always be there beside you, Frederica.
My lord, Hyzant's army has sent a message ahead of their forces.
What does it say?
It says, the grand Norzalian mines must be conferred to the goddess as a divine offering.
An offering? Sounds more like an ultimatum.
Precisely. If we refuse to relinquish the mines, they'll put the Wolford domain to the sword.
Then we've no time to waste. We must make ready to leave at once.
God damn, what an amazing part. This has been the best part of the game, for sure. Absolutely fantastic.
Benedict.
I leave the rest in your hands, Anna.
All these years I have watched you. I may not be able to replace you, but I will do my best.
Loath as I am to burden you with such responsibility, that is heartening.
This ain't the Benedict I know. Come on, where's your usual glower?
You never change.
Huh, I should hope not. Defending House Wolford calls for consistency. And defend Wolford I shall, even in your absence.
I shall hold you to it, both of you.
I'm telling you, we've got it under control.
Your voice hasn't gotten any quieter.
Sorry. Parting ways with a friend always gets me worked up.
Thank you for seeing me off, you two. Farewell.
What of the Hyzantian forces?
They haven't entered the domain yet. If we act now, we could sneak around them and reach the capital.
Focused as they are on seizing the salt crystal deposits, I'd wager their domestic defenses are at a minimum.
If we can get into the capital and have the Roselle and the Source take up arms, we should stand a fair chance of helping them escape.
But
Hyzant is wary of Serenoa for keeping the salt crystals from them, despite his position as one of the Saintly Seven. They may be short-handed, but if they spot him, we'll never make it inside.
We can use the consortium cart to slip unnoticed into the capital.
Oh yeah?
The wagon from Claris? You sure we can trust the consortium?
Yes. If only because this benefits both us and him. In exchange, I told him what secrets we learned of Esfrost and Hyzant.
You mean you told him of Dragan's murder and the illicit salt trade? I hope he understands those secrets must never leave his lips.
He understands. Once people learn of the salt crystals, Norzelia will change. And the consortium will have a new role to serve. Now that they know, they will be better prepared to negotiate their position. They agreed to help us as a show of gratitude.
Sick.
Thought this through.
Nice.
Well done, Anna.
I wonder if he would have helped us on
What
any
about
of the other
things,
routes.
Stored safely within the cart, of course.
Things? What things?
The explosives we found in the tunnel.
After we've gotten the Roselle to rise up, we'll set sail from the harbor and make for the Folk's Domain, to the Great Falls. To make sure no one follows us, we'll blow up all the other ships in the harbor as we leave.
Okay.
Frederica and I devised
That's
the plan
drastic.
ourselves.
A perfect way to make an escape with so many people.
Wise of you to make for the Falk's Domain. It's distant enough. You'll have plenty of time to hide.
Aye, about as far south as you can get. No better place, if your end goal is Centralia, too.
It's a good plan. We shall do what we can to make sure it succeeds.
Crafty as ever, you Wolforts. I am glad to be on your side.
But one problem remains. How do we get the Roselle and the Source to turn against their captors? If we can't win their trust,
We smash
all
the
this is
statue.
for naught.
We smash the
need
statue and
some way
show
of
them the
persuading
salt
them.
inside.
And quickly, too.
Let me worry about that. I can find the words to convince them. I am my mother's daughter after all.
All right. I know you'll figure something out, Frederica.
There is one more thing. Huette, I'll need to send a bird.
Of course, my lady. Where to?
The Rosellen village. I'd like to tell Jerome and the others of our plan.
Of course.
I would have them meet us at the Great Falls.
Agreeing to such
Can't
a
leave
thing
without them.
means they will have to give up the lives they enjoy now. Do you think they will come?
I cannot say.
I think they will
Regardless,
prefer
I
their
owe
new
it to them
lives.
to let them know Hyzant is invading.
Indeed. Let us send word and see what they have to say.
Upon learning of the salt crystal deposits, Hyzant quickly musters her forces. They march upon the Wolfort domain, intent on seizing control of the mine. Serenoa decides to take this as an opportunity to free the Roselle enslaved at the source. But that decision leads to Benedict's departure from House Wolfort. Still grappling with grief over parting ways with their friend, Serenoa and the others make for the Hyzantian capital. There, amidst a land in turmoil, they hope to help the Roselle rise up against their oppressors.
Oh boy. Oh boy. There is a side quest up there. What was it? Hyzant makes for the mines as Wolfort heads to the source, but how will the Duchy respond? Okay. Nothing over there. The quests here are... Idor gathers the Saints to discuss how Hyzant will deal with the mines in House Wolfort. And in the streets, the people of Wolfort, anxious at the sudden turn of events, are relieved when a familiar face appears before them. I wonder who that is. And we have more character stories. Oh. It's not... Oh, they're new people? What? We're getting new people added now? A single man puts an end to the chaos caused by some misfrosty soldiers in Glenbrook. And within the woods, a man bids farewell to his Rosellan companions. In his hand he clutches a familiar spear. Wait! It's the Dawn Spear? That's the Dawn Spear's face? Is that Rufus? I wonder if that's Rufus, and that's the Dawn Spear. Look at him. He looks like a fucking Chad. Love that. And then, of course, we've got Rudolph down here, which we still need to do. Sick. Sick. Okay. Well, we're definitely going to have to make room for the Dawn Spear in our forces. For sure. For sure. Okay. This is very cool. What an incredible part. What a fantastic bit. The game has been building to this, and it absolutely nailed the landing. Fucking excellent storytelling. Love it. Love to see it. Hope you've enjoyed. If you have, if you could leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Share the videos around. Share the playlist around if you can. I would really appreciate that. And I'll see you next time as we barrel towards the conclusion of Triangle Strategy. Thanks for watching. See you then.